Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to live sessions. Welcome to live. Who all are here? Welcome, welcome. हम लोग रीड करें जो लोग भी रिकॉर्डिंग देख रहे हैं हम लोग बुक रीड कर रहे हैं ब्रायन ट्रेसी की ईट दैट फ्रॉग और ईट दैट फ्रॉग में हम लोग बहुत कुछ सीख रहे हैं एवरी डे वी आर लर्निंग कि कैसे हम लोग अपनी प्रोडक्टिविटी को इंक्रीज कर सकते हैं कैसे अपने डिस्ट्रैक्शंस को हटा सकते हैं हर दिन कुछ ना कुछ नया सीखने को मिल रहा है, तो आज भी जो हमारे पास है कैसे हम अपने डिस्ट्रैक्शन से आगे निकल सकते हैं, छोड़कर अपनी प्रोडक्टिविटी को बढ़ा सकते हैं, कैसे हम अपने जो मेजर 3 टास्क्स हैं, उसको हम कैसे फुलफिल कर सकते हैं, वो सारी चीज़ें हम लोग सीखने वाले हैं। गुड इवनिंग, हू ऑल आर लाइव हियर? जस्ट राइट गुड इवनिंग। All right, so to start with, I'm just sharing my screen कि आज हम लोग क्या करने वाले हैं. Please do let me know whether my screen is visible or not. Okay. Please do let me know whether my screen is visible or not. Give me a thumbs up if yes, visible. Am I audible? Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. I thought maybe I'm not audible, right? Thank you very much for letting me know that my screen is visible. All right. ओके सो टुडे इज सेशन 14 तो ऑलमोस्ट हम लोगों ने 2 हफ्ते जो हैं इस बुक को पढ़ने में लगा दिए हैं 2 हफ्ते इन द सेंस हम लोग इतने सेशंस हम लोगों ने कर लिए हैं राइट ब्रेक ले लेके इस टाइम थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा आई थिंक हम लोग इसे कंप्लीट कर लेंगे आज का हमारा टॉपिक है क्रिएट लार्ज टाइम चंक्स प्लस अर्जेंसी माइंडसेट पता है आज हम कौन सी प्रॉब्लम के साथ डील करने वाले हैं जो प्रोडक्टिविटी की सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है आज की डेट में अगर मॉडर्न वर्क की हम बात करें we talk about modern work. Like whenever we are doing a work, right? We have started a work, and 15 minutes later, someone interrupts us, right? We get interrupted, involved into that particular thing, then we again came back. ठीक है? We came back. Find that हम लोग ने पहले भी पढ़ा है 2 मिनट का distractions. If we are distracted for more than 2 minutes, we take 23 minutes to come back to that focus, right? At the end of the day, we worked for 8 hours, right? But if you talk about the result, the accomplishment, it is not much meaningful, right? Because we have wasted our time. Time was shattered in different things. Only useful fragments was limited, but it was distracted with so many things, right? How many of you feel this kind of thing happens in our lives most of the time? How many of you? Okay, is everyone feeling that internet issue? Say yes if yes, because I don't know whether I could do something or not. Rajat, it is yes for the fragmented time or yes for my internet issue. 6 people are live here. कोई भी बता सकता है क्या इंटरनेट इशू लग रहा है मेरी तरफ से? 5. ऑल राइट अभी मुझे नहीं लगता है कि मेरी तरफ से कोई इंटरनेट इशू है. यस फॉर ओके फॉर फ्रेगमेंटेड टाइम दैट मीन्स इंटरनेट इशू इज नॉट देयर. आई होप Shalin it is okay at your point also. ऑल राइट. सो अभी हम बात करें कि as we have fragmented time, we work in fragmented times, right? So this is actually serious, serious about growth. We want to be serious. अब ये growth नहीं हो पा रही इन सब चीजों से और हम community के अंदर we are talking about this productivity and growth in this community, right? So we have to learn this, how to work on this, right? How to implement such techniques so that we can overcome this fragmented time. We can focus for a long time, right? That large time chunks plus urgency method. So we are going to learn this today. So here, let me share this. My laptop is getting hanged, I think. Yes, today's double power concept. So today we are going to do this fine, okay. But my laptop is getting hanged. I don't know why, but I'm feeling it. All right. So today's double power concepts. So today we are going to cover these two concepts जो हमारे हमें बहुत ज्यादा help करने वाले हैं, right? Number one is create large time chunks. So how to carve out 2 to 3 block hours, right? 2 to 3 hours, and that also those are completely uninterrupted time, right? For most important work, deep work, focus work, the work that actually moves the needle, जो काम करवा जो result दे रहा है, right? And the second one is develop a sense of urgency. How to cultivate a do it now mindset that keeps you moving fast, acting immediately, and making rapid progress without procrastination. कैसे हम उसको बत्ती निकाल रहे हैं, right? We are not delaying it, we are doing it immediately, we are moving fast into it, right? So these two things we are going to learn today. So that you become the force of nature, right? You have time to do deep work, you have the urgency, 2 to 3 hours block time, right? Where we work. So if we learn about this, the fragmented time problem. What is this problem? If we talk about this, okay, I got a message that my internet is not working properly. Is it? Okay, I don't know why it is happening again and again. Even I'm feeling that my laptop is, I think there is some problem in my laptop, not in the internet, but in my laptop, I think. Wait a minute, just checking it once again. Just give me a second. I'm again opening that PDF file. Okay, sharing it with you again. Is my voice now okay? Is it okay now? All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So, why large time chunks matter? Abhi, right now we were talking about that we actually need the time, that large time, to complete an important task, like 2 to 3 hours in a constant focus time where we can block that 2 to 3 hours to complete the important task. Plus, we have to create the urgency to control the process. If you observe that the biggest time waster in most workplaces are idle socializing and casual conversations with coworkers. होता है ये okay, wherever we work this happens. Idle socializing also happens wherever we work in our work areas, and we do casual conversations also most of the time, and this is not productive. We waste our time in conversations, but that is not productive, right? This is our time waster. And today we can also add constant email checking, social media browsing, and endless interruption from technology, like we had right now in my laptop or through my internet, I don't know. But right now that was an interruption. Then again, I have to come back again. What we were talking about, now we are connecting to it, right? I hope my voice is audible right now. It is okay. Oh my God. It's not bothering, Sherlyn. It's not at all bothering. If it is not giving the 100% result, if I am working here, you are sitting there to listen to me, and if the message is not getting properly, so it is not to bother. It is something to just focus on, right? To see to it. What the solution can be. Wait, uh, I'll do one thing. I'll try to change my network once, if it is possible. Again, your connection is unstable. Please wait while we retry. Okay. So this is my personal hotspot. Why it is saying right now? Is it happening again? Please do let me know. आज का सेशन हमारे उसका गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. All right. Okay, I'm coming once again live. A reload. Is it okay now, everyone? Am I audible? Thank you for the people who are waiting till now. 5 people are here right now. Those who are waiting. Yes. All right. So again, sharing my screen. Is it visible? Give me a thumbs up if yes. If my screen is visible. Now fine. Thank you. Just let me know whether my screen is visible. And Jigyasa said yes. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Jigyasa. All right. So this was the interruption, right? We were talking about the interruptions, and this technology interruption has come here. So this was something which interrupted us, and definitely it takes time to come back to that deep focus what we have started in the starting of this session, right? All right, but we are here again back to the learnings. So ये कहीं social media scrolling, social media browsing, email checking again and again, conversation with the colleagues, right? Problem. This is the interruption. Then, if we move forward, what deep work requires? If you want to work deeply, right? What does it require? Can it happen? Some issue is not solved. Okay. Just give me a second. Give me 5 minutes. Maybe I'll restart my laptop and then connect again. Sorry to bother you all. Just come back again to the live. I'm just restarting my laptop and again joining, right? Just ending the stream right now. ठीक है? Hello everyone. Am I audible right now? Who all are here? I hope people are back here. Jigyasa, Sherlin, Rajat, Aditya. Okay, yes. What about others? All right. Back. Yes. Thank you. I hope it is okay now. Now again, I'm sharing my screen to move forward. Brian Tracy ने सही कहा था. Problem हो जाती है, right? Is my screen visible? Just give me a thumbs up if yes. Sorry. Visible. Thank you. Thank you. So the main problem is fragmentation problem. This problem, whenever fragmentation problem comes, whenever interruption comes, be it any interruption, any calling from a person, or we are conversating with our colleagues, or we are just again and again browsing the social media, and the main which we also suffered from it today, endless interruptions from technology. It it hampers our deep focus. Whenever we deeply focus on our work and there is fragmentation due to interruptions, we are unable to get the result out of our work whatever we are doing. So to learn more what deep work requires, deep work अगर हमें करना होता है तो उसमें क्या क्या काम चाहिए होता है, what it requires actually. So here if we talk about what deep work requires is, mm, when you do your deep work, whenever you do the deep work, right, your three big tasks. Deep work किस पे करेंगे? जो हमारे main task हैं. Frog, because you're eating our frog every day, right? That means what is your high value task, which is going to give you 80% of the results. So that is the most important task. Your brain needs time initially to load. Then loading चलती है पहले. So when you first sit down to work, जब भी बैठ जाते हो तो क्या होता है, if we are doing some important work, some complex work, your brain actually need times to load, right, all the relevant information, whatever your work needs, right? It is like um, loading a big software in your computer, right? So that's why brain is a computer. Your brain is loading that big software कि करना क्या है, ठीक है? You are pulling the context, क्या करना है? Okay, I was working on this. Where did I leave? Because whenever we have an interruption, once again we have to come back and see what we were working on. Where did I leave, right? And what am I trying to accomplish? What are the things? What are the things I need to think about? I need to collect. What are the key pieces I need to work on, right? So at least 10 to 15 minutes, our brain needs loading, right? Our brain is in loading phase, minimum 10 to 15 minutes, right? So here, when you are in the loading time, you're not producing much, you're only just loading it. There is no production, right? You're not getting into the work yet. But after 15 to 20 minutes, when after the loading is done, it is the warming up time, phase 2. Phase 2 is the warming up time. Now your brain is connecting the dots, okay, making associations, okay, ये हमने कर लिया था, ये कर लिया, right? Getting into the flow. So here you have started to produce, you are becoming productive, right? But still, when you are starting to produce, you are still not at a peak performance yet. Still you are not at a peak performance. So initially 10 to 15 minutes took loading, 15 to 20 minutes took warm up. Still you're not at a peak performance. होता ना कि when anyone plays a game, he has to, if athlete has to play a game, what he'll do is he'll warm up his body, right? Because if you are not warming up your body, you cannot play best cold, right? When you are cold, you cannot play your best. So you have to do some warm up whenever you are doing your work. ठीक है, तो ये फिर 15 से 20 मिनट ले जाएगा. तब आता है हमारा पीक परफॉर्मेंस, जब हम बिल्कुल लोड हो चुके होते हैं, वार्म अप कर चुके हैं. देन दिस इज आवर टाइम, 60 to 90 minutes, and that comes after 25 to 35 minutes. Then our deep focus starts. So we have studied earlier also in this book only that whenever we are getting distracted more than 2 minutes, we take 23 minutes, right, to get back to deep work once again, because our brain needs, this is a computer, right? This needs to different phases, come back to different phases, once again loading, then warm up, then again peak performance. But if we are in peak performance, again it's got interrupted, and then again when we'll come back, we'll take 10 to 20 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes for loading, and 15 to 20 minutes for warming up again, before going into the peak performance. So at that moment, when you are in the peak performance, when you are in that 60 to 90 minutes, you are in the zone, you are in the flow state, right? This is where magic happens, where you can do anything. And that peak performance time should be non interrupted. If you don't get interrupted, आपका जो इतना बढ़िया रिजल्ट आने वाला है ना, but the problem is it is very rare that we work for 60 to 90 minutes uninterrupted, because we get interrupted many a times right now. So many distractions are there, so many distractions, and right, and if a little bit of interruption comes, what will happen? You're back to zero again. You have to go through all these three phases: phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Got that? How many of you are at the same page? Come on, tell me, how many of you are at the same page that this happens? Tell me. Happens with me also. It happens if I'm getting distracted. Suppose right now, I'm working on any project, I'm making the videos, and my daughter interrupts me, mama, please help me with the homework, and my mind gets involved into her homework. Then after coming back, it takes me time to come back to the deep focus, whatever work I'm doing, right? It happens with everyone, right? So here, when it happens, what Brian Tracy has explained earlier is, right. Let me show you. When you create a large time chunks, whenever you have your time, your 2 to 3 hours, right, uninterrupted time, what will happen? When and how you can do this, right? When you start loading in this 10 to 15 minutes, right? So इसको तो आप जीरो से ले लो, जीरो से 15 minutes, you are just starting it, right? Your brain is loading, right? Loading the work into the working memory. Okay, ये काम है, ये काम है, ये काम है, ये काम है, load होना शुरू हो रहा है. Then 15 to 20 minutes, you are getting into the flow, you are getting into momentum, right? Then now you are coming into the peak performance. Now you are doing that work. You are in that flow of 2 solid hours. You are producing your best work, right? You are making that progress. Do you see the difference when you are in the fragmented time? You are constantly loading and never performing. Again loading, again loading, again loading, again loading. थोड़ी थोड़ी देर में इंटरप्शन है, फिर लोडिंग पे आते हो. वार्मिंग अप तक आते आते again interruption. You never get into that peak performance time. Whenever you are working, still, if there is an interruption, again you come back to loading, and again warm up, again interruption, again loading, again warm up, again interruption. Yes or no? Mind that when you have large time chunks, you जब आपके पास है ना time, जब आप peak performance पे you don't have any interruptions, you know that you only load once, you only warm up once, but peak performance is for 2 to 3 hours with no interruptions. आपको बार बार लोड नहीं करना पड़ेगा, बार बार वार्म अप नहीं करना पड़ेगा. Yes or no? This is why Brian Tracy says क्या पावर है, आपको बार बार लोड नहीं करना है, आपको बार बार वार्म अप नहीं करना है. One of the best ways for you to overcome procrastination and get more things done faster is to set aside specific time periods to work on major tasks. You must have your time period, but from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. or 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. I'm going to work on my big threes. I'm going to eat that frog. No specific time. And that at that moment you have to switch off your phone, everything. You have to come out of all your distractions. You have to keep all your distractions aside and you have to focus completely on that big task uninterrupted. That specific time period, you should have that, because now when you have that, you're not going to procrastinate it. Now when you are 100% doing that, you're not spending your time on loading again and again with the interruptions. So this is how you get your work done. So how often do you get 2 hours? This is a question from you all. This is a question from you all, that how often do you get 2+ hours of completely uninterrupted time to work on important task? अभी आप बताओ, आपको कभी मिलता है 2 घंटे लगातार मिल गए, कोई इंटरप्शन ही नहीं है उसके अंदर, no interruptions, and you are getting complete 2 hours to work on your goals? Did you get that? No. Okay, Sherlyn, as an example, if I'm writing a book, suppose, say for example, I'm writing a book, I'm completely into it, I'm completely into the zone of writing a book, I'm writing a story, I'm completely into it, right? And when I have loaded something, okay, मुझे क्या करना है? I was warm, I've started writing, and now I'm writing, and I'm completely into it, and all of a sudden someone came. Yeah, my phone bell rings or notification is there, and I saw that notification from Instagram that someone has messaged me something on my Instagram, someone has DM me that heal or something, right? People do that. So when I have started answering that heal, and I'm going to see, oh my god, there were 2 to 3 messages, I missed that. Okay, I've started answering those too. But then when I'll come back where I left, I have to go into that story zone again. I'll take time to load because now my mind is distracted in that Instagram messages, right? I hope, Sherlyn, I have explained you what can be the example, right? I hope you understand how our mind get distracted, and when we come back, we don't start from the same point again and again. We have to restart in our brain. We have to load. We have to warm up, and then again we have to go back into the story or whatever work we are doing. I hope I have answered your question. All right. So right now, please answer me now. I have answered your question now. I want everybody to please participate. Answer me. क्या आपको कभी completely uninterrupted time मिलता है for 2+ hours to work on something, on your projects, on your big task, on your big threes, on your frog? Because those who are doing it right now, since we are reading this book, those who are doing it, they must have set aside a time of the morning hours, 6 to 8 a.m. They are eating their frog. If you're doing it, you're getting that uninterrupted time, I'm telling you. Because as the day started, interruptions started more. Morning time is less interrupted, I think, right? Daily. What about others? I know Sherlyn is doing it. What about others? What about Jigyasa, Rajat, Aditya? What about others? Six people are live here. Only one is answering that I do it daily. That means you're not participating 100%. You're not participating 100%, right? You're not doing it. I'm telling you, whenever you are doing it, you are getting the results. Okay, you have replied no. Okay, you're not getting the time. All right, all right, all right. Sorry, I missed that. I could not relate that this was the answer. All right. So, what is the strategy? How to um, do it? How to make the strategy, right? How to implement it into your own life? So, there are 5 steps. You can take the screenshot also of it. First is identify your prime time, right? Everyone has a time. Everyone knows that at this point of time, my mind is completely focused. At this type point of time, I know that people are sleeping. No one is going to interrupt me. I know that this time is best for me to work on important things, right? Everybody knows what time suits best to you, right? For most people, it is morning time, especially first 2 to 3 hours after waking up. And for few people, it is the night time. They are the night owl, right? So when everyone goes to sleep, they goes to their office in the sense they goes to complete their task, right? So this is what everybody knows about them. So you have to identify which time suits you best, right? It doesn't matter if it is the morning time or the evening time or the night time. It doesn't matter. Matter is you know when is your time, when is your best time, when are you most focused or energized, and when you know na, that time period is your prime time. So that's why you have to identify that prime time, right? So when you have your prime time, you know that you have big three works, right? You have to complete those works, and you have to avoid the distractions at that moment. That time is not for meetings. That time is not for emails. That time is not for scrolling the phone. That time is not for gossiping. That time is not for the busy work, but for the productive work. Not the busy work, but for the productive work. That is the most important time for you to complete the most important work. Got that? And step 2, हमने बोला था ना कि पहला तो हमें पता चले काम क्या है, दूसरा urgency create करना. So schedule it like a surgery. So schedule is like a surgery. So Brian Tracy has given it like a changing, like a game changing, right? Game changing is like, imagine, he said, imagine if your doctor calls and says that you need a surgery and we are planning your surgery next Tuesday at 9 a.m. For sure, you have to be there on next Tuesday, 9 a.m. Will you schedule a meeting at 9 a.m. on Tuesday? Will you do that? Will you schedule any meeting on Tuesday at 9 a.m.? When doctor said it is very important surgery, we need to do it, and the only time which is available for your appointment for your surgery is 9 a.m. Tuesday. Will you schedule any other meeting at that moment? No, right? That is an urgency for you. यार उस time पे कुछ नहीं कर सकते. That is very important, non-negotiable. Surgery तो non-negotiable है ना. So treat your big threes, treat your frog the same way that it is the surgery, non-negotiable, right? Put them into your calendar. Put them into your calendar. Not the busy task, but the productive task. These are non-negotiables, right? Third is eliminate all interruptions at that moment. This is the moment where most of the people fails. Most of the people fails. This is the main moment where interruption comes. When we are doing the work, notification, ding, our complete focus goes into the notification. Okay, क्या message आया है, right? क्या email आया है? Someone knocks the door. Oh my God, guests आ गए हैं. Oh, हो गया interruption. क्या करोगे? Right? This is where most people fail. They block their time. They block their time. They know that I have to do this work, but they don't protect it. They don't protect those 2 hours from the interruptions. So here you have to work. You have to eliminate. You have to put your phone on airplane mode, right? Close all the notifications. Close your door. Inform everybody in your house. Inform everybody in your team that please, I'm unavailable from this time to this time. You have to do that. Whenever if you're doing work on your laptops, you have to close all the unnecessary tabs so that your mind cannot get distracted onto some other notification, some other tabs, right? Completely elimination, complete elimination. This is important. Then here comes start with your biggest frog. As we are learning from day one of this book, day one, that complete your the biggest frog means here the biggest important task, which is the hardest one too, which we always procrastinate. क्योंकि hardest होता है, right? Protect your time, protect and use that block time. Use that block time to complete your biggest task first, and then you move on to two other tasks, right? We have done A, B, C, D, E methods also, right? That big frog is our A. Until we complete our A task, we cannot move on to B. We cannot move on to C, right? Remember? Remember we did that? If you remember, give me a thumbs up. Remember we did that? A, B, C, D, E method. We did so many methods, right? To increase our productivity and eliminate all interruptions, all everything, whatever interruptions we have. Yes, you remember. All right. And the last one is, actually, this is the formula that you must have your prime time, schedule it as an urgency, eliminate all the interruptions, do your first task first, biggest task first, and use the time block for one thing only. And that time block, you must not multitask it, right? Don't switch between the projects. ये भी important है, ये भी important है, ये भी important है. थोड़ा ये कर लो, थोड़ा ये कर लो. No, one block, one project, one outcome. Don't become multitasking. Even all the projects are important, but complete the first biggest one in one block. If you have your 2 hours, you have blocked your 2 hours for one task, complete that only one task in that block. Don't multitask. Don't switch on to B task in that block. Okay? So block one task, one time, one project, right? That's only the formula that you are going to do deep and you'll get massive results, 80% results, more than 80% results out of that. Got that? So here, this is a sample time block day sample कि कैसे कैसे क्या क्या करना from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. I have to check my emails from 10 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. phone call with the boss, nothing else I'm going to do. From 10:30 to 11 PowerPoint presentation, I'm only focused to make the PowerPoint presentation, no calls, no emails, nothing, right? At 11 I'll take 15 minutes to check the emails again, but from 10:30 to 11 I'm not going to touch any email. I'm only focused on PowerPoint presentation. Then after checking the email, 11:15 a.m. to noon, priority project, I'm going to do it. So this is a kind of the blocking time we do, right? This is a sample how we can make the time block. I hope you got that. Like we can make, if we wake up at 5:30, we can schedule like from 5:30 to 6:30. I'm going to meditate. From 6:30 to 7:30, I'm going to exercise. Right. Uh, from 7:30 to um, 5:36, yeah, from suppose we can make from at 8 p.m., 8 a.m. we'll start our work, right? We'll start with our most important task. 8 to 10 we'll complete one task. At 10 a.m. we are going to have our breakfast. So likewise we can make our time, we can block the time, right? Blocking the time for one thing, blocking the time for another thing, blocking the time for the third thing. But in that time block, do not be multitasking. Never be multitasking. Being multitasking will not lead you towards the goal which you desire, toward the goal which you are focusing on, right? You are going to work, ठीक है, काम होगा, but I'm telling you, you're not getting the results what you are thinking of, what you are waiting for, right? So sometimes there are so many objections. Yes, common objections, and the solutions are also there, right? Common objections क्या होते हैं? Number one, I can't ignore email for 2 hours. People need me. ये objection हमारा mind है ना, it plays with us. It plays with us. I can't ignore my email for 2 hours. How can I ignore my email? If there is an important email I missed, then it is very important. People need me. I need to do this. Really? Really? क्या होगा अगर 2 घंटे तक आप नहीं देखोगे? क्या होगा? You are until and unless you are a doctor, until and unless you are a firefighter, people can wait for you for 2 hours. कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. आप अपने काम पे फोकस करो. आप 2 घंटे बाद भी you can give the if you give the reply after 2 hours only ना, nothing will change. No building is going to burn down. कोई पहाड़ नहीं टूट जाएगा, कोई बिल्डिंग नहीं गिर जाएगी. I'm telling you. हाँ, if you are a doctor, your work is important. If you are a firefighter, yes, your work is important. Right? But you know that what is your number one task. Focus on that number one task. That is the most important work for you, not your emails. Your emails can wait, but your work cannot. If your work is getting interrupted, you are not getting your work done 100% with 100% deep focus, right? Because this is the objection which our mind gives, because we are having the habit of checking the emails again and again, and we think that, oh, ye duniya to hum hi chala rahe hain. We are the most important personality of this world. Without me, the world will just get destroyed. We think that without me, the world will get destroyed. We are the only people who are helping everyone. But just pause, wait, and see what is most important for you. Don't become multitasking. Don't take all the responsibilities on your own self, but please focus on that one task. Emails can wait. You can set auto response, right? You can set the auto response. एक time period रख दो ना, that from night, as I showed you the sample, like uh, you check your emails from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. or from 11 to 11:15. Set an auto response that I'm going to respond you at this time. ऑटो रिस्पॉन्ड लगा लो, अगले बंदा देख लेंगे ना. अगर किसी if someone is having any urgency, they can call you directly instead of sending you the email, because emails are not to check at once. Emails are never to check at once. Never. Emails can wait. Other objection, my boss schedule meetings during my prime time. बहुत तगड़ा ऑब्जेक्शन है ये. ठीक है ना, ये तो कहीं ना कहीं है. My boss always schedules the meetings because this is my prime time. I know that my mind is so focused at that moment, and my boss always arrange the meeting at this moment. ठीक है, like suppose if I have the most productive time between 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. and if I protect that time for deep work, that important project, right? I can deliver important time. ठीक है, we can, if we know that, that this is my prime time, I can do the deep work, I can do this. Can't we conversate with someone else? Can't we conversate with our bosses? Can't we conversate with our boss? That boss, can we schedule meeting after 9 a.m.? Can we schedule meeting at this moment, because that is my prime time, that is my most important task time that I have to complete, that is the most important time where I can do the deep work. Conversate to karo. But it is only our objection, we only think that boss will fire us if we'll say anything to him. At least try to conversate. If you are doing any important work related to the business only, na, related to your job, your boss, if your boss is good, right? Most reasonably, bosses will say yes. It's okay if you're doing that work for the office, if you're doing that work for the job, that is most important, and that also you're doing this because of improving results, because your task is to improve your results, right? हो जाएगा. लेकिन अगर नहीं मानते, सपोज बॉस, some bosses are very strict. Oh my god, how can you say that to me? तो अगर आपका बॉस नहीं मानता है, what you can do is you can you can wake up early. This you can do. You can wake up early, do your deep work before work hours. That you can do because you have to adjust your prime time then. आप उससे पहले उठ जाओ, उससे पहले कर लो. Right? Instead of leaving that work, adjust your prime time. Don't procrastinate that work. Don't delay that work. Don't stop doing that work. Don't do that work in the time where you get so many interruptions, because you're not going to get your results. But try to change your shift, your prime time. Wake up early. Find a way. Right? Find a way. Third objection is I have kids, family, responsibilities. I can't block my 2 hours. Mostly females have this. यार 2 घंटे में कैसे दे दूंगी? I understand, but my family comes first. आती भी है, आनी भी चाहिए. फैमिली के लिए सब कुछ कर रहे हैं. We are doing everything for the family, and this is important. Family must come first, right? Yes or no? But mind that whenever you are with the family, you are with the family, are you 100% with the family? Or more than 2 hours you are just scrolling social media? Or more than 2 hours you are just watching TV? Or more than 2 hours you are just doing the busy work, not the productive one? Busy work. Be very honest. Be very honest with yourself. Even if you are with your family, you are giving your 2 plus hours on something which is busy work, which is not productive. You're not 100% with your family. Still, you are snatching your time for scrolling social media, but you cannot snatch your time for the productive work because you know that that is the hardest work and you try to procrastinate. ये बहाने हैं, ठीक है? Again, if you want to give your time to your family, wake up 2 hours earlier when the family member sleeps. Before they wake up, you wake up and do your work. करना है ना, करने वाले सब कर लेते हैं, है ना? If you really want to do, you can do it. So these are the objections what people have. अरे शुभा तो बस बोले जा रही है. She doesn't know यार. I have my family. I have so many responsibilities. Wake up early. If you really want to do and get the 100% result, if you really want to do the deep focus, with along with everything, you can do it. Even I am doing it. Even I am doing it. Not at the cost of my family, but waking up 2 hours earlier, I am doing it. I'm following it and I'm doing it. Right. So coming to the next, the urgency method, do it now. So here, Brian Tracy says, in this entire chapter, we can say that how to make it critical. Brian Tracy says, perhaps the most outwardly identifiable quality of high performing men and women is action oriented. They are in a hurry to get their key tasks completed, right? Outwardly identifiable quality of high performing. That means those people, this is the second concept, right? First, we have learned how to do it. The next is the how can you make it the urgency, right? They are in a hurry. देखा आपने इसके अंदर क्या लिखा? They are in a hurry to get their key task completed. Hurry में है, they are not in a stress, they are not panicking. Hurry means urgency. It is not panic, it is not stress. It becomes the urgency to them to complete their key task. They move fast, they act immediately, they don't wait for anybody, they don't procrastinate, they don't delay, right? They don't delay. Got that? And how can you do that? How can you create that urgency? This is something which you can learn as we have learned earlier. भाई डॉक्टर ने अगर एक सर्जरी दे दी है, doctor have planned a surgery, you can also create it as an urgency. You can also create it as an urgency. And if you are not going for that surgery, what will happen? If you delay that surgery, what will happen? You know that you are going to bear a loss. Maybe your health is going to degrade a lot, right? That's why that is an urgency because you have the cost of delaying. So you must know the cost of delaying, right? जब आपको डीले का कॉस्ट पता चल जाएगा ना, जब आप डीले का कॉस्ट रख लोगे ना, देन क्या होगा? देन यू विल क्रिएट एन अर्जेंसी. सो नंबर वन इज कंपाउंड प्रोक्रेस्टिनेशन. कंपाउंड मीन्स एक के बाद एक ऐड होता जाता है. सो वंस यू से आई विल डू इट टुमारो, for sure it is not going to be tomorrow. Again, I'll do it tomorrow because it was not urgent for you. That's why you postponed it for tomorrow, right? Suppose if there is a target for you to complete your work in 10 days, so today it is not important, right? After 10th day you are going to do it, so you are going to postpone. Kal kar lenge, do it tomorrow, and once it will become urgent also, and it will become stressful also. Not only the urgent, but it will become stressful. Only 1 day is left. Oh shit, I have to do it. Oh no, it's due tomorrow, and I have not even started because procrastination is compound. आप एक दिन टालोगे, 2 दिन टालोगे, 3 दिन टालोगे. And which work we procrastinate, that is the hardest work we find. We don't enjoy doing it, but that is going to give us so much results, 80% results, right? But we find it hard, we find it boring, that's why we don't do it, we procrastinate. But that is important, mind that. So always do your task. Another lost opportunities, another lost opportunities is like If we procrastinate, if we don't do it immediately, we lose the opportunity, right? We lose the opportunity. Suppose, um, uh, um, suppose there was a job opening, right? You you thought that you will apply, right? You applied also, but the due date was over. कल कर लेंगे, चलो apply कर लेते हैं. If you don't apply it quickly, what will happen? Some other person will come and get that job. Some other person will come. If suppose there is a relationship, if you want to propose someone, what will happen? If you will delay, someone else will do. Someone else will do. I'm telling you, right? So sometimes, uh, this is the result. This is what cost us when we don't take action immediately. This is the cost we bear. Actually, we bear. We have to create urgency. If we are not creating the urgency of doing it right now, होना ही होना है. Then here comes mental drain. जब काम पूरा नहीं होता ना, तो हम यहाँ से टेंशन में आ जाते हैं. बैकग्राउंड स्ट्रेस हो जाता है, right? It pulls our attention from everything. We are not working on it and it's draining you. Oh my God, so much of work is there. कहाँ से start करें, कहाँ से ना करें. It adds on to mental drain, right? कहते हैं ना लास्ट में हाथ पैर फूल जाते हैं. Right, your mental space, your mental space is full of chaos, full of different tabs. Oh my God, this has to be done, this has to be done. This is what exhaustion is. And while doing it, self image damaged. Every time you say I'll do it later, and then you don't do it, your self-worth is falling. Do you remember yesterday, someone said ki I promised to myself that I'll do it, but I don't commit to it. And when you don't commit to it, when you don't do it, what will happen? Your self-trust also gets down, your self-worth also gets down, right? तो व्हाट इज दिस? यू आर डैमेजिंग योर सेल्फ इमेज. आपकी जो सेल्फ वर्थ है वो कहीं ना कहीं कम हो जाती है, एंड दैट बिकम्स योर आइडेंटिटी. कल उन्होंने ये बोला मैं तो हमेशा ही ऐसे करता हूँ. यस्टरडे वी हैड दैट चैट, राइट? कि मैं हमेशा ऐसे करता हूँ. आई प्रॉमिस टू माई सेल्फ बट आई डोंट टेक एक्शन, आई डोंट फुलफिल इट, एंड दैट अफेक्ट्स माई ट्रस्ट. आई डोंट ट्रस्ट माई सेल्फ. अपने ऊपर ही ट्रस्ट नहीं हो रहा है, अपनी ही आइडेंटिटी गड़बड़ हो रही है, राइट? बट whenever you act with urgency, करना है यार. आपने कॉस्ट देख लिया ना, मेरी खुद की वैल्यू खराब हो रही है. आपने अर्जेंसी बनाई. When you do things now, you take action. That gives you confidence. You become someone who get things done. अरे कर लेगा. That identity is powerful. मैं सब कर सकता हूँ. ठीक है. आज का सेशन थोड़ा सा लंबा हो गया because of that interruptions. So all right. तो these are the tactics. कैसे आप अर्जेंसी को क्रिएट कर सकते हो? डू इट नाउ कैसे कर सकते हो? नंबर वन इज डेवलप अ सेंस ऑफ अर्जेंसी अराउंड योर बिग थ्रीज. Whatever your big threes are. Suppose if we talk about A1 task, right? Create an urgency around it. कुछ ना कुछ urgency create करो कि आप उसे fast करो. It's very important to sense the first sense करो क्या है urgency. अगर मैं इसे नहीं करूंगा तो क्या होगा, right? Um, if you sense that urgency, you're going to work on it. Then use the 2 minute rule. You can take the screenshot of this as well. Use the 2 minute rule. 2 minute means if something takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. 2 मिनट ही तो लगेंगे यार, बाद में क्यों टालना? अभी के अभी करके खत्म करो ना. कोई भी काम है हम लोग टाल रहे हैं, 2 मिनट का काम है बाद में कर लेंगे. बाद में नहीं, अभी कर लो ना 2 मिनट का है तो. ठीक है, डोंट राइट इट ऑन अ लिस्ट. अगर वो इफ इट इज टेकिंग लेस देन 2 मिनट्स, यार डू इट राइट नाउ. व्हाई यू पुटिंग इट फॉर लेटर? ठीक है, डोंट से डू इट लेटर, जस्ट डू इट राइट नाउ. Suppose if you are going to if you have to respond quick it, you know that it is going to get 2 minutes only. Do it now. Don't put it for later. If you have, if you need to make a phone call, do it now. If you know that it will only hardly take 2 minutes, do it now. Don't put it for later. होगा ही नहीं वो काम. ठीक है. तो ये 2 minutes का. Then develop a bias for action. When you think something you need to do, right? When you think you something you need to do, when a task, कोई भी task आपके माइंड में एकदम आ जाता है. आपको समझ में आ गया मुझे ये करना है. ठीक है, आपको कोई टास्क आ गया आपके माइंड के अंदर. When an opportunity appears in front of you, कुछ भी आ गया, right? तो what will your default response will be? क्या होता है? Okay, opportunity आई है, let me think of it. Okay, I'll think of it afterwards. No, no. What will happen? Your default response should be, I'll do it now. I'll apply for this opportunity. Okay, this task is left. Okay, I'm going to do it right now. Whenever a task crosses your mind, अच्छा ये काम भी करना है. If you have time, do it right now. ठीक है? Do not say that I'll think about it, I'll do it later, let me sleep night now, then I'll do it afterwards. Don't do it. Just do it now. कोई भी task आ रहा है, ठीक है? Then move fast on key tasks. That key task means important task. So if you have very important task, most important task, and suppose you have one day only to do that important task, do it immediately. कोई भी task है कर लो यार. अगर आपके पास if you have 10 days also to do that task, just think it that you only have one day. एक ही दिन है मुझे करना है. Imagine that today is your last day. Imagine that today is your last day. Do it. Move fast on key task, right? Important task hai, although it is having 10 days, why to wait for 10 days? Imagine this is your last day, do it, right? If you know that this is your last day, you're doing it fast. And at that moment, you're not going to focus on your distractions, focus on your notifications, focus on anything else, right? And the last one is use the word now. This is very powerful word, very easy word, right? Very subtle word. But instead of saying, uh, I need to work on that project, I need to think of that opportunity, say I'm working on that project now. I'm grabbing that opportunity now. ये now word को use करके ना you're going to change your life. I'm telling you, you're going to change your life. Then we have the balance. We have a long list today. Our session technology की वजह से थोड़ा सा late हो गया है. Are we good to go with it today or we can continue it tomorrow? All right, the balance urgency without stress. Tomorrow means we are going to do it on Monday, not tomorrow, but on Monday, not Saturday and Sunday. Can we go? Can we do it on Monday? I want your answers, please. Yes, all right. What about others? Shalin mentioned, can we do tomorrow? Yes, Shalin, we can continue with this tomorrow. What about others? All right, on Monday. So two people have said Monday. What about others? All right. Um, hoping that you all are there and listening to me ready for Monday. We'll continue this on Monday. Right now, I'm just sharing my screen share. All right, not tomorrow, Aditya, not tomorrow, but we are going to do it on Monday. Saturday, Sunday, we're not going to have any sessions. All right, bye bye. Have a beautiful and wonderful and productive weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Bye bye. Take care, everyone. Thank you for being here till at this time. Bye bye.